Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Vince and this is Out Thrifting for a Living, where I try to provide you tips to help you on your reselling journey. I have been reselling for 4.5 years, most of which have been part-time. I've recently gone full-time over this last month and a half. I want to start off by talking about a few tips that I have that I think will help you in your reselling journeys. First tip, I think you should start off small and slow. You don't want to rush into something and you don't want to spend a lot of money in the beginning. You should start listing items that you already have at your house, no longer want and you want to get rid of, like video games, DVDs, CDs, toys, clothing. You have a lot of that and you want to get rid of it. I think you should start off slow because it gives you that time and that experience to be able to learn eBay. You want to learn how to structure your title. You want to learn how to good description. You want to learn how to price things, because on eBay you can price things however you want to, but that doesn't mean you're going to sell. So you need to learn how to price things correctly. Once you get that down, the basics of how eBay works and how to make a listing, the next thing is to set realistic goals. In the beginning, I think you should focus more on a listing goal rather than a certain amount of money that you're listing, like a certain dollar amount that you want to hit. You should start by setting a realistic listing goal, whether that be 1, 2, 5, 10, whatever you feel that you can do on a consistent basis every day, because consistency is the key to eBay. Over this past month and a half, full time, I've been able to list at least 10 things a day. And I believe that's the reason why I've seen my sales take off the way they have. Just to recap, those 2 tips: start off slow and small with things that you already have around the house. Try not to invest too much money at the beginning and learn the basics of eBay. Second, set that realistic listing goal so that you can have some consistency with your account. Help your shop hit the eBay algorithm properly. Now, with that being said, let's get into the things that sold for me, the items that sold for me over the past day. I had 5 eBay sales, which may seem small, but for me, any sale that I make is a good sale, and I still get that same joy from hearing or seeing a $5 item sell or a $100 item sell. So any sale is a good sale. First sale I'm going to talk about is a Blu-ray. So it's Monsters Inc. Got this at a yard sale for $1. So this is one of the reasons why I focus on media. I focus on media, things like DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, video games, things of that nature, because they're so easy to ship and they're abundant. No matter if you're at yard sales, Goodwills, thrift stores, estate sales, you can always find these items, and that's why I stick to that. And you can find them for cheap. So I got this for $1 at a yard sale, and it sold for $10.06 and is headed to Fair Lawn, Ohio. This will ship in a bubble mailer. I use the eBay labeled bubble mailers, but any bubble mailer would do, and it will ship for $4.13 or less due to media mail shipping. Another thing that I like to do is tell you how long it was listed for. I listed that on 29 March, so it took a little over a month to sell. And in my experience, any media, if it sells that fast, that's pretty fast for a media item. The next item is a Hot Wheel. It's a 1958 Ford Thunderbird. Early access to this estate sale, so I was able to freely pick, was able to get a lot of items. So with all the items that I had at this local estate sale, I may have 50 cents into this one car. It's sold for $8.99 and is headed to Clarksville, Indiana. It'll ship in a 8x6x4 box. Again, I use the eBay because I have a store coupon, but any type of box will do. If you have an eBay subscription, I would consider using it on your shipping supplies. This will ship out for about $5 or less. and I listed that on 1 April, so it took exactly a month to sell. Next is a Michael W. Smith Eye to Eye CD. I bought this from a local library sale. The sale, it was the last day of the sale, and it was a fill-a-bag sale, so you, as much as you can fit in to paper grocery bag, it only cost you $7. So with all the items that I got on that last day, I may have a few cents into this CD. This sold for $6.19 and is going to Owensboro, Kentucky, and it will ship in the same bubble mailer as Blu-ray that I just mentioned, and will ship for the same price, for $13 or less. So a lot of people might see the sales that I've just made or mentioned and ask, why are you listing such low dollar items? There's two reasons. One, eBay is not the primary source for my business. Amazon is about 90%, and eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark are about 10% of my business. So any sales that I get from them are purely like profit or icing on the cake. So while they're low dollar, they're still profitable. And what I'm hoping to do with a lower price listings is that I'm hoping that customers will buy multiple of these items, so that it will help on shipping and it will help on the total profit for that order. But unfortunately, they were only single item orders, and the profit margin will be a little lower, but any sale to me is a good sale. Next is another Hot Wheels that I got from that same estate sale I mentioned earlier. It's a fire truck. It sold for $9.86 and is headed to Rome, New York. It will ship in that same box, the 8x6x4, and will ship for $5 or less. This one I listed on April 4th, so it took less than a month to sell. Oh, the CD was listed on April 11th, so that took 3 weeks. So like I said, any media item that sells that fast sells within a month is moving pretty fast. Same with that Hot Wheels. Big sale that I had yesterday was this American Girl paddleboard beach gear lot. I accepted a best offer of $75. It is heading to Bellingham, Washington. It will ship in a 16 by 10 by 6 box, and it will ship for between $7 and $8. Washington is probably the highest shipping cost for me since I'm in Florida, so it will probably cost $7 to $8 with the dimensions and the weight. I picked that up about 9 months ago, so it took a long time to sell, but it was probably due to the higher listing price that I had. When I first got it and listed it, there weren't many comps for a lot of that size, so I listed high in hopes that I would get it, but 9 months later, someone offered me $75 and I took it. This was part of a Facebook Marketplace pickup that I got. I got American Girl dolls and a lot of accessories for $50. So this is one of the last items I had from that pickup, and as you can see, it totally covered the cost and some profit, not to mention the other items that have already sold in that 9 month period. So that's one thing I wanted to mention as well. Reselling isn't always going to be a fast success story. A lot of these items and a lot of the things that you're going to sell are going to be long-tailed, or it might take longer than you expect. I don't want that to discourage you. I just want you to know that whatever you put into it, the efforts that you put in, it might not seem like they're paying off in the beginning, but the longer that you do it and the more consistent that you are and the more knowledge you gain, you'll start seeing those improvements in the better quality of items that you're able to source, and those things will eventually start moving faster. But everything that you start out with and everything you choose to list, just know that it isn't always going to sell as fast as you think. Most resellers are just showing you the sales but not really diving into how long they they tend to take. So that's one of the things that I want to bring. I want to be honest about how long this stuff takes to sell. I hope you're getting some value, and if you have any comments or questions or any suggestions I can do to improve the videos, please let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.